Masochism! What's up, peoples? It's a Terraformer, and I did this again. Luigi's Adventure, Kitty Presents, and we're in the Basil City. I know it's Basil, but Basil, whatever. Wasn't there someone in, Legend of Dragoon, it's Basil, but it's like with an E, the end, something. I don't know. This was already recorded, obviously. Oh man, this was some stuff I did on the camera phone. There's a lot of this level that you are not seeing because, it was kind of pitiful. It was a little pitiful in the beginning. I was a little intoxicated. I went to my uncle. He has this restaurant and stuff, and, it was a flat price, drink all you want, so, I did. But the problem with that is that I was all the way, 2 hours away, and, yeah, a thing about me that you should probably know when I am inducing that I need to be, in close proximity to bathrooms, and, yes, it was not so nice of an area the third time I had to go before even going anywhere substantial, and, I kind of just hopped out of the car type deal, and then, oh, fast forwarding already. Yes, I told you, there wasn't a lot to this first half, but the second half you will start seeing the montages of death, the doom and gloom, and fear and evil that coincide with this game, Kitty Presents, if you decide to play this way. And I do not suggest this to the worst of my enemies, and, I comment on people's videos, the recent peoples that are playing this game, and I tell them, but I don't tell them some people might. I know some people will be like, oh, I can do it. No, it has nothing to do with that. This is just to show how lucky you are, guys, that don't have the qualms that I do about using the tools, and, you're actually lucky. Because you don't have to deal with this shit. Actually, one of the people, Luigi's fan, he's actually doing, Mario X World, and I said, I'm gonna get to that eventually, but, not today, not yet. Might be after I finish this, I might switch off back and forth, because there's, probably about 5 Mario X Worlds that I'll do, and, there's the 4 of these, so, yeah, hopefully by then Luigi's Adventure 4 will be, a full thing, but I think actually Kitty was working more on, 5th edition, which, actually, right, that, I don't even know if that counts yet, because actually you can just kind of go through the whole thing without beating it. I didn't get the moon. I tried at some point. Is this the point that, yeah, this is the point where I try. I'm like, I don't want to grind lives, but I gotta grind lives, and I will admit, I have no qualms admitting that I do use the occasional rewind when I grind lives, because all things considered, I'm taking the time and going out of my way to grind so that I don't, use tools. I mean, I did load a tool to actually start this part, but, that is neither here nor there, said and done stuff. This jump is the most precise damn thing, and sometimes that happens. It only happened, that time, apparently, or at least it happened and I didn't keep it or something, but, that one jump, it's the last one specifically, but, I mean, I still die on the other, they're hard or anything, but they're not as precise as that last one. That last one, you have to be at the tippy-toe corner of that jump, and here's just a mess, and pretty much if you lose your hit there, no, you can survive it. I mean, I've done it, and I show it in a few seconds, but you can get yourself trapped there. It's not fun, and sometimes I'm in the sky, and sometimes I just die really quick, and then I can't tell you how many times I just did that. It wasn't a very exciting death. Actually, who am I kidding? I pretty much show every death, I think. I think, except for ones where I like die in the beginning and like later stages, and I'm like, good. I don't want to lose that life. I got most of them out, but it's like I'm telling you anyway. So what is the difference? I don't know. Just to save you a little time, even though it's going to be pretty long anyway. So you know, winning run clearly, as you can tell. Actually, those bullets are quite helpfully placed. I mean, they can kill you, but, you know, if you're lucky, they can actually save your life, so it's pretty neato. I dodged some stuff there, and I didn't even lose my hit. Isn't that amazing? And then, I am going to do something that I shocked and awed myself. I was so proud I had to tell people that didn't care, but, you know... I don't think my parents watching a movie really care that I beat a level on my first try. Yeah, that, spoiler alerts, I beat, well, the first half, I should say, because the second half was another mess. This is actually the first level where I did not beat with tools, with the exception of a few others in the past, but this is where I know for sure I didn't beat this without tools in the past, but I did now. Here it is. Yeah. I did a few of the later levels without tools. I know the next level I used in my previous playthrough, because basically you'll see it, but there's a connect section, and it's like right at the end of this long, drudging, slow process of swimming section that is kind of hilarious. But these piranha plants are usually pretty hilariously timed. There's a lag, hopefully just on my end, but you know, I did not see that in editing. But then again, I don't like watch the full videos always. I kind of skip around if there's not actual like commentary. Like if there's commentary, I'll definitely make sure you know stuff. But you know stuff. I don't know what I'm really saying here. This is not a particular place of lots of speaking coherently, but you know, it happened. I made a video last night because I didn't want to really play anything hard, because I went out and I watched Prometheus with my cousin's husband and my father, and yes, it was that was like the gayest way of saying father. You know, that was just ridiculous, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend any of the gays, because I don't, that's what came to mind when I heard myself say that, even though oh god, I need to stop talking about that subject now. But let's go back to Prometheus, and it inspired me, and mostly because I've been reading a lot of Ancient Alien books and whatnot, and so, you know, I made a blobbity blooble video of me talking to a camera with my, you know, not so high quality webcam, and it pretty much kept the last 6 minutes, and that was pretty dang hilarious. But I don't know, the main intent, which I got off track hilariously, you gotta do something like that sometimes, most of the time, and then a bat goes in through the tube. But you know how, like, it's always the evil aliens are attacking, and it's like, you know, and why that is, and I'm not gonna get into all that stuff, because I want to actually make a talking to people's in my facial form, you know, facial recognition. Actually, there's something on my computer that says something about facial recognition. I have utterly no clue. There's a glitch there that can happen. I took the death. I don't know why. It's like I had to grind, but I was like, I'll take that death. I took a lot more deaths here. It's like, this place is so dangerous. That conveyor belt will throw you into a piranha every last chance it gets. And this is another hilarious section. Not really. It's actually probably the easiest jump in the level, and then you got a piranha that you have to kind of be lucky with, that he doesn't spit his fire as soon as you're landing, which I will of course show in a few seconds to minutes, depending on, you know, how things go. So, I dodge up some chucks, and I realize that I'm going to show some more chuck wrangling around this area, and I could have edited it more, but I didn't. You know how that goes in my videos, where I'm like, I could have edited it more, but I didn't. So, you know, quite an often thing, and that happened. I was like, how do I avoid you? And I didn't. I was unsuccessful in avoiding type objects of yes, okay, I'm remembering things. The little HUD thing that includes the actual dropping of the life or the extra extra power up is a little slightly modified. So that's always okay. Yep. So, you know, I like bouncing topics. Did I even finish my story about the like high crime area that I was urinating in? It was like a part 2. I like, for some reason I was like, oh god, my dad's gonna leave me here and I'm all alone in dangerous wilderness of stuff, but he found me pretty quick. Actually, I was quite impressed, because it's not like there was a lot of places to pull over, but you know, you don't even want to hear about this. This is like extracurricular information that you don't need to know. And I was like, the first time I was actually smart there, I just kind of died. I did it again, but it's like I then got past there, and I didn't feel like showing it that I was like shimmying through. I mean, I show it here in the fast forwarding mode, so you know, that's a conniption fit. I don't know. Fall of Troy, what? Yeah, that is a line in one of their later albums. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I'm not really sure how to cleverly define that group of syllables that I especially got lucky there with that Chuckles. Mr. Chuckles, he was not pleased at my performance there because I was winning. And you know, you'll see here that one of those deaths was right there. I was very upset that, not really, I actually was not very upset this whole playthrough because, you know, there was alcohol flowing through my veins. I swear I'm not an alcoholic. I swear I'm just like, it's just 2 weeks in a row I ended up being in positions of power and grandeur and, you know, alcohol-induced stuff. Mega Man music. I don't know what this is from exactly, but the song is amazing, and I was like singing it and, you know, stuff. I looked at my dog and I was like singing it at her at one death I did. It was pretty cute. Pretty cute as in like having nothing to do with me, but she was looking at me, so you know, it involved her, so the word cute can be used in that sentence of performance enhancement. I just, you know, there's a lot of blockades in this system, and it sucks because there's not even like a power-up down there or anything, but you know, I do a little fubbing here with the editing. You know, you don't really have to see that part, but this is the winning run because the midpoint is hilariously in the like beginning, and I mean it's alright. Like I have no problems with the second half, but I mean I almost want to say the first half is too short, but it's like, why the fudge would I say that? Like, there's like so much that it's like I didn't have to struggle through this first part, yet I'm complaining. It's like stupid. I actually tried to go beyond the great beyond of this level. As spoiler alerts, this is the last level that I actually complete, but you know, I do 2 paths. I do both paths for no reason. Usually people go down just straight away because it's technically the easier path because, you know, precision swimming is a lot easier than the shenanigans you have to pull off to get through this section, but I mean, mostly it's just figuring out exactly what you have to do because you have to use the generator. I mean, guy, that's not so Calypso. No, I don't really have that much of a problem with using generators to actually progress, but yeah, here is the section that I was confused. I was like, there's totally not going to be, like, going up, even though I saw them going up, and it's like, I go here, and it's like, you're pretty much stuck, because I don't think you can make that jump, because, you know, it's just one tile out of the range of Luigi. Have I said Mario yet today? Because usually I describe Luigi as his red-headed stepchild brother of a Mario, but he's the more popular one. So, you know, right here I'm conjoining a plan of twin dyslexia, and I still died, and it's not, like, I even showed me figuring out, oh hey, there's like a power-up. So yeah, here's like the winning run of this section, which isn't a very winning of runs because, you know, I die like pretty soon on in the swimming section. But you get to see where it connects through, and we got a chain chomp that almost killed me and bit my ass. You don't want like chain chomps biting your ass because it's very painful. I must say, I have yet to experience this, and I doubt I ever will, but if you ever come in contact with a ravage dog that is just a head, a giant black head, I will not suggest it upon you, because pain may be resulting in the near future. So yeah, at this point, I decided to go underwater, but, you know, the decision came with the last death, but I accidentally went into the pipe. I don't know why I did that, because I knew it was a dead end, and I knew this part too was a dead end. I just did not remember at that particular moment. The graphics. What exactly are these future graphics from? Because I'd love to say that they're like from a game just because I saw them used in this other non-hack, but like Mario, it's like All Stars something. It was a like custom fan game. I don't know, but if they're Anna Kitty has not released these graphics, so you, sir, are a dirty little stealer. But you know, that's besides the point of this video that I'm making. But if they are from a game, I will probably use them because I actually like them a lot. But you know, it looks like a rewind there. That was not a rewind at all, actually. If you look at my lives, you will be able to tell that I did not do that. Even though it was like right near the beginning, it's not really that big of a deal. Oh hey, I kept the whole jingle there. I did some amazing shenanigans there. I have no idea how I did not get hit by either one of those guys because they were incredibly close. Yeah. Invisible walls. Does anyone have this trouble? I swear I mentioned this before, but I have to mention it again because yesterday was just, I mean last night, this morning I should say, was a big culprit of it. I was like in my inactive state of dreaming and doing God knows what stupid shenanigans I do when I'm inactive, but finally realized, oh hey, I'm dreaming, I can just go fly around and do stuff, so I do. And yeah, I noticed there was like invisible wallage, and it was very foggy, and it's like I would get to a point where the fog was just so thick that it would just, I wouldn't get to the fog, but I would stop like kind of before it, and I can't say that I like that. I mean, I don't like really being stuck in this little like bubble thing. I want to explore like real stuff, which actually is a lot harder than just kind of bursting the bubble, because you burst the bubble, you end up in the astral, and where I'm trying to go is like the etheric plane, I think, where it's like here, but, you know, like sort of like more accurate to here than like a dream or the astral or whatever, what have you. And yeah, so I ended up just flying through someone's random window, and usually I just can like fly through and no problem, but I would feel the glass on my back, and it was really freaky. I was like, damn, why is this existing? I don't know, but here's a long section of like swimming and stuff, which it's happening. And did I just fast forward to the end? Why would the video do that? I don't know why it would do that, but it seems to have done that because I only have the rest of this clip and then one more clip left. That makes little sense, but it's like, I pretty much play this part to the end, except I fall in a hole or something, or maybe Connect kills me, I forget, but, you know, that pipe leading up there, this room was so painful when I first found it, and I was just like, no, I'm, like, when I first played it, I was like, I'm using a rewind here, there's no way and stuff. Oh, excuse me. Hello there, beer. Coming up to say hello. You're sometimes not my friend. I don't like the Blue Moon tasting beer because it does not bode well with me. I don't like the taste, but there was like a lot of like microbrewing going on and like beers I never heard of. It's pretty neat because I'm not like the biggest beer drinker in the world, but you know, I got to try some new stuff. I found one called Lighthouse that like it tasted just like Yingling, so I was like, I could just sit here and drink it all day, but we had to go home. We couldn't do that. Like, you know, it's a drive. It's a drive to go down there, and I've utterly no help. That's besides the point, but, you know, here is some fast forwarding of some swimming. It's still pretty slow, actually. It's pretty hilarious how slow the swimming is still, even with the fast forwarding when, like, you've seen it a lot. I mean, I've seen it a lot more than you have, unless, I don't know, you're a masochist like me. Like I said, I do not suggest this, like, Surgeon General, just like the Kaizos, this is, like, pretty much the equivalent of a non-Kaizo, non-Kaizo, like, yeah, like, it's, like, just like, maybe a touch, a hair above TSRP2, maybe not, I don't know, but I know TSRP2 has lots of influence from this, so yeah, and that's not my, that is not my, deduction, that was someone else's, but I forget who that was. So I really hope that I actually show me winning this, or that oh god, I'm getting really scared, it's about to end. Where did the video go? I don't know, but all I did was really finish it. Yeah, this was a Terraformer, and that was the worst ending to a video in the history of I went into a door after pressing that P switch, and then I beat the level. See you guys.